All right, Pokemon Go.
Buckle up.
Let's talk about the updates to Pokemon Go because this is probably okay. So it's been about almost a year. Clearly, we're bearing down on the Chicago event, celebrating the 1 year. But kind of in time with that as well, we've got this big adjustment to gym battles and the introduction of Pokemon raids. Which so far has I think that has been the biggest change and adjustment that's happened in the game since it's launched.
Calling it an adjustment, I feel, is grossly understating it. They straight up changed everything about it.
I remember
Except the actual combat.
I remember when berries and the ability to walk your Pokemon came out, and we're like, that's a huge adjustment.
Revolutionary!
This goes a step beyond that.
Okay? Come on.
This is humongous. Like TMs, rare candies, you name it. Like if you
golden raspberries.
Yeah, that too. All these things that have come into the game now that we've wanted for a while, and the addition of raids, like this feels like a game now, and less of just walking around and tapping on your screen occasionally.
Well, it certainly does feel more like what was sort of promised to us at the beginning.
Yes.
Because and here's and don't worry. I have my share of complaints about the new gym system, but this isn't just a useless, unused part of the game like it was before. You know what I mean? Like no one did gym battles because there was no reason to do gym battles.
If you had 10 Pokemons in gyms, that's it. You were good. You didn't need to touch anything.
Exactly. And so once territory had been established, it was sort of like,
that's great.
Why bother?
And lines were drawn in the sand.
And a lot of these changes, first of all, so necessary. And second of all, like you hear about them in the abstract and you're like, oh yes, that sounds exciting. And then you actually play them and when they work, they are just as exciting.
Yeah, they're good.
So let's get into some specifics here, because the first big change is that gyms are now just like Pokestops. You can actually engage the gym and then go up top. If your team controls the gym, you get like one bonus item depending on where your gym badge is.
I think right now my biggest gym, I currently get 5 items from whenever I spin it, and I have control of it.
You also get once per day you get a raid pass, and we'll go over the rating here in a second. But now instead of 10 total Pokemon and a gym that you have to level up, there is 6 that are allowed for any gym. And basically, what you're doing is you're defeating their you're drawing down their stamina until eventually they get booted out from the gym.
And there can't be any duplicates of said Pokemon, so no more tons and tons of Blissies.
Right? Yeah. No more 10 Blissey.
Thank
gyms.
heaven.
Thank God.
And instead, you're just gonna have a Blissey in every single gym ever.
Yeah, but before you had 10 Blissies in every single gym ever. That's still a 90% reduction in Blissey.
I actually, for as much as I've been doing gym battles, I have not encountered that many Blissies.
Actually, neither have I. I've actually seen people putting weird, eclectic shit into gyms.
Which is nice.
Blissies, and let me tell you, Machamps destroy them.
Really?
Yeah, what? Actually, no, my Machamp, it does have 2 fighting moves. It doesn't have steel, like whatever it is.
No. My Machamp has 2 steel moves.
Yeah.
Now I feel like every Blissey ever has psychic headbutt, so...
I'm not saying that the Machamp doesn't go down too, but... It does. It goes pretty quickly.
You can shred through a Blissey before that happens.
Yeah. All right.
So I think that's one of the biggest changes that you notice immediately, especially if you did any of the old style gym battles, is that typing now actually means something. Which is really nice.
I think they actually nerfed stab attacks a little bit by like 0.5.
Yeah, here, I've got the numbers for you. Stab bonus has been lowered from 1.25 to 1.2 times effectiveness. Super effective damage raised from 1.25 to 1.4.
Yep.
Double super effective raised from 1.56 to 1.96.
Nice.
Not very effective damage lowered from 0.8 to 0.71. And they now have a new immune damage, which is 0.5 half damage.
Yeah. So typing really, really matters. The first time that I put my Flareon up against a Scizor and like 2-shotted him with my tap move was amazing.
Yeah.
It felt so Right.
If you use a Jolteon on a Gyarados, you're getting like 2.34 times damage because of stab plus the double effectiveness.
Yeah. So that's one of the things that I really like about the new gym system. It also feels faster. Like if you come to a max level gym, it feels like it takes less time as long as the system is working and you're not getting network errored all the fucking time. As long as the system is working properly, yeah, it really does feel like you're chewing through these things much faster, or that the progress is far more tangible.
And I mean, the fact that there's only 6 instead of 10 Pokemon, you are chewing through it a lot faster.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. Because I mean, I still spent 30, 45 minutes taking a gym down, but you're right, Nate. Because the battles are shorter in Kali, probably because there's only 6 instead of 10, it feels like you're making faster progress, even though you're probably spending about the same amount of time there.
Now, another aspect to gyms, and this is kind of cool because it gives some kind of defensive purpose, or you know, if you come across a full gym of your teams, you can still help out your team by feeding berries. And this has 2 benefits to the player. First, you get 20 Stardust out of it, which is one of the few things outputting Stardust right now, which I think that needs to be upped by
Please
a lot.
fix that.
I
God.
think like maybe 10 times that, like 200 per berry feed.
Well, even
Even just 100.
even 100 is like
fine.
catching a Pokemon.
Yeah, a Pokemon catch, 100.
Yeah.
That'd be plenty.
So, not just that, but you also, every once in a while, and like, I think, Chris, you had said like a 10%.
roughly?
Yeah, you get a chance to get a candy out of it. So,
Based on the Pokemon that you feed.
right. And you get a candy of that type. So if you come across a Tyranitar, you get a Larvitar candy out of it. Which is, I think, a great idea, although I think those percentages need to be tweaked because out of any of the berries that I've fed, I don't think I've recalled seeing a candy.
I've gotten 2 in a row before, but that was with my Dragonite, which if you put a Pokemon in the gym over 3K, their motivation, which is like their stamina, it goes down so quickly. We're talking like 300 CP an hour. So I was constantly feeding that, which is probably why I saw so many candies. But in most cases, it only takes 2, maybe 3 berries to top something off again. So yeah, you're not going to see those candies as often.
And a golden raspberry will top something off no matter what.
Oh, will it?
Oh, well, it'll take something to full.
Yeah, golden raspberry
Even
does.
if it's like a 3K-er?
Yeah, golden raspberry restores to full.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
Dude,
the
you
reason
really
being that golden raspberries only come out of raiding.
Yeah, well,
You know what, though?
Spend a golden raspberry on a Pokemon?
I haven't.
Golden raspberry should also then automatically give you a candy.
No.
No,
that's way too good.
Here's the thing. So I have a couple of, I think I have 11 golden raspberries right now.
Yeah.
I have not used one because I haven't encountered anything that I really, really want to catch.
Yeah, I just used them on the raid Pokemon, and honestly, it was probably a waste.
So what, if you, like when you used one, did you catch it next ball?
Twice. The first time, I think I'd used 2 golden raspberries on it.
On what?
On the first Executor that we fought.
I used 2 golden raspberries to catch my Snorlax.
Well, at that point too, honestly, I kind of envisioned like any raid Pokemon automatically being amazing, right? When we got that Muck and it was just strong, I was like, really?
Yeah, no, that's definitely not going to happen because here's the thing, and again, living in the Safari Zone, maybe I'm catching on to this, a lot more easily than people located elsewhere, but I'm seeing way less evolved Pokemon spawn, and I'm seeing a lot of the same typing.
Well, something that
that was actually, you guys actually heard the battery back up that time.
Oh yeah, I was like, what was that? That was terrifying.
I'm going to agree to that to a certain extent, Nate. You're right. Second or third stage evolutions, we don't see around here all that much at all. But there has been a lot more variance in the typing, I feel like. I mean, they're all still just the basic ones. But I mean, the fire event's over, and I feel like we're still seeing, quite a few Growlithe or Vulpixes.
I mean, but that's normal for around here. Like, there is fire that does pop around here. There is rock. I saw 2 Kabutos the other day, which, I mean,
Did you catch
yes,
them?
of course I did. And one was perfect IV, thank you.
Really?
Yeah, I got a shitty moveset, so I'm waiting on TMs to be able to change it.
You can change that now.
I know.
What's his
I know.
CP at?
What's his level?
I think it was in the 800s.
Because didn't you get like a 10 CP perfect IV?
Yeah, yeah. I think. Let me if I can probably pull that up and tell you. I think it's sitting at 35 CP because I'm not willing to commit the Stardust, and this one is way.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Stardust.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck off.
Stardust.
Yeah.
I have 0 now.
So
Just so everyone knows.
Wow, really?
Really?
How did you burn that much?
When the gym event started, or when the gym revamp went in, he had 700,000 Stardust.
Yeah.
Wow.
What all did you pump up?
Everything.
Yeah, like Vaporeons, Gyarados, my one Dragonite.
Jesus.
My Dragonite was like 400 CP, and now it's like 2,000.
Okay, that's where it all went then.
Yeah.
It all
You
went
had
into
a
that
400 CP
Dragonite.
Dragonite.
I also have 100% Typhlosion and 100%
That
Nidoking.
started at 10 CP, didn't
Yep,
it? Yeah.
sure did.
Wow.
The fact that you committed the Stardust and candies to get that up, that's insane.
Yeah, and the fact that it was, like I said, 10 CP, those are pretty rare, so I always keep the 10 CPs, but I had to boost them up, man.
Not lying. 34 CP right there.
Wait, he was a 10 CP Typhlosion.
No.
Oh,
He was
okay.
a 14
Oh
CP.
god, that's a long ways to go.
Yeah. No, that's the old one. The one that I got yesterday was like in the 300s, so it evolved up into the 8s.
Right.
So yeah, that's going to take some pumping, but it's not that bad. As soon as it gets the moveset that I want, then I'll keep it there.
So I think for me, probably the biggest incentive now to keep a hold of or gyms, and again, where I live doesn't have a whole bunch of Pokestops anyway, so getting items for me, usually I have to like take a day and go into Flint or something like that, right? Now that I can actually get items out of gyms, having the gyms and leveling them up is like more important than ever, because again, spinning a gym that you have control of and have major influence out of,
Yes.
I think the max you'll probably end up being able to get is 6 if it's a gold badge and your team has it.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. The ability to get the bonus items is going to be huge, and then there's the coins issue, and I think that we've definitely got to talk about this, because it's already been changed once because it was not very well designed. They've now changed it to up the number of coins that you can collect per day. But the thing is I think that there's really not a very good incentive attached for long-term defense. And I think like if you have a Pokemon that's defended for like 5-10 days, you know what I mean, like that's a big deal, you know, like you should be rewarded for that.
Yeah, I
Well, you
think
get your 50 coins, maybe.
only if they get sent back. I have 3 Pokemon that I put in like the day, like hours after the update went into effect. They haven't been ousted yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do I get for that?
Where do you guys
50
live?
Nothing. I get nothing for that. Well, this is a smaller city, and like it is straight up, like I'm pretty sure like 99% Valor, because I don't even have to bury them. They stay on top of their game that
Oh my
that much.
god. I hate this. My city is a fucking war zone. As always, I cannot hold a gym for more than an hour or two.
Get
Okay, well, guess
good.
what? All it takes for you, Mr. Retard, is you can just drive up to Flint, put a Pokemon in there, and it'll stay there forever.
Yeah, but the thing is that you don't collect the coins until the Pokemon gets ejected.
Yeah, exactly. So what are you complaining about?
Yeah, sure, I get like
honestly-
5 coins at a time.
Well, but I mean, 50 coins a day is half of what you could get at your max defender level in the previous gym system. And I understand that, essentially Niantic is giving out free money, and
50 cents a day? Thanks.
dude, I know it's ridiculous. There definitely needs to be another adjustment in there, because it just doesn't feel worth it. Or, if you've got a Pokemon defending for multiple days, you should be able to collect multiple days worth of the reward.
Like, in my opinion, if you're gonna have it so it's only 50 coins a day, I need to be able to like stock up like a pool. Like, if I have a Pokemon that goes out and it's like 1,000 coins worth of time in there, just let me take out 50 coins of that pool every day if you're going to keep that 50 coin limit per day, and then just let me have like maximum coins for the next 7 days or however long it takes. But don't let me lose all of those coins just because I had a good gym or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, it feels like being punished for playing the game well.
Yeah.
That should never happen.
I don't know that you are like playing the game well. A lot of these times is you have a gym that's not contested and you throw your Pokemon in there.
But isn't that the point? Isn't that it? Like, don't you want to defend and hold a gym as long, like, isn't that the point of a capture the flag territory system?
But there's a difference too between defending the gym and just throwing your Pokemon in there and no one comes by to try to take it.
That's fair, and I think to maybe kind of offset this, and Robbie had suggested this, so I'm just going to steal it. Is that, you know, if you even had to go to the gym and swipe the stop to get the coins for a defender bonus, totally fine with that.
The biggest
it would actually create a different meta where instead of like going around and just looking for rando fucking places to put your shit in, to, you know, be able to like minimize the amount of gas or whatever, you know, or effort that you're having to use, that you would have a like route established.
Yeah,
right?
local gyms would be far more important. You'd actually want ones that were close to your home. I mean, look, right now we kind of already do that because it's more of like a little like pride sort of thing. Like, oh, that's my gym.
That's the home gym.
The home gym. But yeah, like
it really is just driven by pride.
Yes. But yeah, this would actually give it an efficient, more practical use.
Well, for me, what I like about the various gyms is that you have your unique badge to yourself that you can level up to get better and more items out of the gym. For me, that's why I go around and take gyms. Like the 50 coins is great, and because I don't actually have to remember to go into the shop and collect every day because I would forget on a regular basis.
Oh, what's wrong with you?
I never had more than 2 gyms. It was never that exciting.
You set an alarm for yourself.
You're damn right I did. Every 21 hours, doesn't matter if it's 4 a.m. or if it's 9 o'clock at night, my alarm goes off and I collect those fucking 100 coins.
It was never 100 coins for me. It was like 20 coins tops for me.
Well, yeah, but the other thing that you know, Kelly brings up a great point too is that by battling, that's actually the quickest way to move up your badge XP. I mean, I know Chris has some weird stories.
The XP numbers, because I have one gym where I battled from the Instinct had it 6 Pokemon, all like 2,000 plus Pokemon. I battled that shit down to like to claim it. It kept spinning the stops. Wasn't even bronze by the time I was done with it.
I don't think that you get XP for spinning, do you?
Yeah.
I think it's for battling and for feeding berries.
I feel like I read that you get it for spinning.
I think you do.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I didn't even get bronze, but I go...
Because there's the icon at the top.
That where, yes, like plus 10 or whatever.
Yep.
And then I go over to another gym. It's already Valor. Throw a Pokemon in there. I get a plus 100, and I'm already bronze. I didn't even touch that thing before. I don't understand it at all.
It may have to do with team contribution. I mean, because if it's leveling what each team is doing, like imagine that there's a progress bar for each team, right?
Okay.
So each team has a different relation to each gym that it's participating in. So as you're contributing 10 with each spin, or 60 with each Pokemon that you put in there, that's contributing towards your team's badge for that section.
Okay, I guess that's fine, but really, I just want to know.
Well, if you go into the actual badge, it shows 3 categories. It shows victories, time defended, and treats, which are berries.
Right.
So I assume those might be the 3 things that are contributing to your XP.
Well, because I have a silver badge, and I feel like going through whatever the first stage is and bronze badge, I got through it really quickly, taking it down and then feeding for 2 days. Since I've gotten to silver, though, like for a while, I actually thought silver was the cap because I couldn't even see like a progress bar moving.
Yeah, it does. It is going to take a while to get to those gold gyms.
Another thing I feel like motivation needs to deplete faster. Because every gym I come across, everyone's always full on motivation.
You know what? Put a 3K in there and tell me it needs to deplete faster. I
don't have a 3K.
No. Here's the thing. I think that one of the simple changes that they could make is you can have motivation deplete at whatever rate. You know what I mean? But the fact that you need someone to come fight the gym to eject your Pokemon is, I think, problematic.
That's the worst thing about collecting coins.
Yeah.
Is the fact you have no control over when you get coins.
Yep.
If the other 2 teams want to be a dick to you because you have a whole bunch of Pokemon, they should not fight your Pokemon.
Exactly.
And you'll never get any coins ever.
Exactly. Yeah, you do need that. You do need that fight, that competition. Like you do need someone to come along and boot your shit.
Or you need a second account.
Just boot them yourself.
To boot them yourself.
It makes a good point. No, like you should play with someone on another team. My brother's Valor. I'm going to take him around and have him boot Pokemon other gyms for me.
That's only if you're interested in getting the coins. I mean, look, I still feel like that whether it was 100 or whether it's 50, getting that each day is going to just be a small dent in what I actually need from the coins. I mean, if I'm actually out walking, I need tons of incubators. And now that we're doing raids and you can only get one a day, there's no way this game could ever pay out enough coins to me to where I wouldn't need to buy coins anyhow.
That's a great point. Yeah, between raid passes and incubators, I think that you are properly rewarding the players that are participating in the gym systems if you're either in some way making, like compounding the amount of days, rewarded when a Pokemon returns. Because then it's like, okay, well, it may be 3 months before my Pokemon comes back, but when it comes back, it's bringing me like $9 worth of coins.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like but that would make it worth it, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that would make it, that would make the system make a whole lot more sense.
Honestly, even if they did something, because I feel, this is something me and Chris talked about, that just that one raid pass a day, if you actually want to go out for a day and do raids, you can't, because you can only have one. They're not cumulative, right?
They really should stack to like 7 or something.
Like you've got to
5.
use the one that you get.
Before
That's
you-
fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know you couldn't hold
So
two.
if you think, hey, let's go out on Friday.
You can hold more than one of the paid.
Yes, the premium ones.
Well.
Yep. Of
All
course.
right, of course you can.
Yeah, so you have to be doing at least a raid a day or you're wasting raid passes.
It really does seem really stingy on Niantic's part to not be giving out more rewards or some kind of concurrent reward, compounding reward for how long you've been defending, something like that.
I very nearly just accidentally bought 200 Pokeballs.
Don't do
My
it.
life just flashed before my eyes.
Why? Why would you ever do that?
I was just trying to scroll down, and instead it clicked on it.
Oh, yeah. Anyway.
Okay, if Niantic really wants to be cash grabby and super money hungry, fine. Limit the coins to 50. But you got to give us Stardust, man.
Yeah, we need the
yes,
Stardust,
That
please.
is something that I was going to mention, is that raids don't give Stardust. Defend. The only time you get Stardust out of gyms now is when you feed berries. That's it.
For 20.
For 20, which is a really, really
Not
poor
negligible.
output.
Well, yeah, and Stardust is at such a premium now because any Pokemon, regardless of what its CP is or its type is now, is worth pumping up, right?
Yes.
Well,
Hold on, no.
Beedrill.
No, but I mean, like,
Far more are now worth it instead
Robbie's
of just picking
right, yeah.
your 10 strongest.
a
or something.
variety of approaches is kind of necessary when picking who your attacking squad is going to be, and you do want some ability to switch in and switch out. Like I've got my legacy Dragonite. I've got my almost 3,000 CP Gyarados with Hydro Pump. I've got a really good Executor that I keep pumped up. And the thing is that like on top of that, then I've got like sort of 3 variable slots. Sorry, with anything that is high mid 2000s.
Well, even Pokemon that are in like the 15 or 1600 region, once you start getting motivation to a certain level, it's totally viable to throw them in there now if you're using them for a weakness, because the things that you're fighting are no longer 2000 or 3000 CP. You've whittled them down to where now you can use like a 3rd or 4th tier or 4th string Pokemon.
Right.
And the biggest thing with when I went to that is the fact that super effective moves actually feel super effective.
Oh my God,
Yes,
do they ever?
that is a big deal. It does feel like
Type advantage matters now. Before stab was the only thing that mattered.
and that does make it a lot more tactical too. So Stardust is something that really needs to be rethought. But now we've got the raids, which I think the raids were a really good addition. I have been having fun with them. I must admit I've bought at least 4 raid passes so far.
I've bought 3.
Scandalous.
I bought one.
Here's the thing. Okay, so I had a really frustrating moment. I had a really frustrating moment last night, and this is something that I think Niantic really needs to fix about the system. So there is a Discord that kind of shouts out some local goings on for Pokemon Go.
Cheater.
And they've been doing info sharing about raids. And so I found out about a raid, Tyranitar raid, that was about 10 minutes from where I lived. Hopped in the car, hit traffic snags twice on the way there because there was a concert letting out and the fucking highway was backed up for God knows why. And I got there with 30 minutes left. found a I started, hit the raid pass, found a group of I want to say it was 5 at that point, right? And we're all kind of standing around, kind of talking about it and fighting, and we get it down to a third health, and then my Facebook Messenger dings, and everything crashes. Facebook Messenger
Who
crashes.
was it that crashed you?
You guys. It was you.
No, specifically.
I don't know. I don't know which message started it. I was so pissed I didn't even want to bother.
It's probably Robbie.
But I restart, and by the time the app loads back up, they've completed the raid. And they're throwing Pokeballs at it. And I try to rejoin, and it starts me over from like finding other players. Yeah. It didn't ask for another raid pass, which is good, but there were not 6 other players around. Like, it was empty for a Tyranitar raid.
Everyone already got their Tyranitar.
In the middle of fucking Wayne State's campus. Like, you would expect that this should not be a hard place to find people to participate in.
What I assume happened is everyone got their Tyranitar and split.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, so...
But still,
I had 20 minutes left in that raid, and not a one person came by and was like, trying to do that Tyranitar raid? Dude, what they need to do is on those raid windows show you how many parties are recruiting.
Yeah.
If I knew that even one party was recruiting, I would be fine. Because the thing is that you can't get into that party recruitment window until after you spend the raid pass.
Or maybe they could give a little bit of incentive. Instead of like once you beat it, it completely shuts down. Let people keep fighting it. Don't give them the chance to capture it every time or give them the same rewards. We
give them XP.
Reduced XP.
Or
Stardust. 1,000 Stardust. 1,000 Stardust to fight it again.
Damn.
Yes. People would sit there because,
people would farm that shit.
People would farm that shit.
You're
and then
right.
that way, anybody who showed up at any point once that raid hatched would probably stay there the whole time and keep going at it.
You're totally right.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, and
probably make it so you can't make it again unless a new player is there to prevent abuse.
Well, even if there is abuse, as long as we're still using we'd still have to use restorative items, right? If something gets knocked out or gets healed. No, I think that is a perfectly viable ask.
Totally. I think so too.
Yeah.
That's totally reasonable. And it solves some problems. And I mean, again, we've identified more than a few problems with the system. It's a good change. Don't get me wrong. I'm definitely way more into the idea of doing gym battles. Like, if I have an extra 15 minutes, I feel like I can go knock out a gym. Instead of everything being at level 10, I'd need to set aside a fucking hour to be able to do it.
Yeah.
It was the old system was terrible. This is a lot better, and they've thought a lot about the incentives and why players should do something. My other big criticism is that and granted, some of this probably has to do with the fact that it was launch weekend. They had just put it out, so a lot of data is going back and forth between nodes and people fighting. Okay, but if I see that network error one more time, I'm gonna lose my shit.
You talking about when you try to feed a berry?
No, in the middle of a fight, I'll be fighting something, deplete its HP, and then it'll still let me sit there and swing, and then it goes network error, and their HP goes back up by 3/4, and mine is still exactly where the fuck it is.
I see a lot of stuff similar to that. As I'm fighting, HPs will keep resetting or jumping back up, or the progress bar for moves will do the same.
Yes.
Or if you switch Pokemon, they'll kind of play magical Pokeball or musical Pokeball first.
Just tap. It doesn't matter who's out. Just tap.
Yeah, so that's annoying. But sometimes when I'm feeding berries, it'll just say error, and the berry won't be fed.
I've had that happen before. I think the gym problem is way more annoying because it's time consuming.
Yeah,
a lot of times it will network error and get stuck so much that it counts down the remaining time and then boots me. And it's like, dude, there was one gym that I was struggling with yesterday that I just got so fucking frustrated with it, and it did not help that an entire fucking carload of mystics came up and reinforced it. And
did you Molotov them?
No, I almost got out and beat the living fucking Christ out of them because they threw shit at my car.
What?
Well, that's dirty business.
You
shoulda.
I tailgated them for probably a good couple of blocks until they pulled into a driveway, and then I cross-blocked the driveway, and they got out, and there was 4 of them, and I said, I will beat the living fuck out of all 4 of you if you ever touch my car again. Because, I'm sorry, this is a fucking game.
Yeah.
This is a fucking game. And all I'm doing is I'm sitting there minding my own fucking business, playing the game. I don't give a shit if you're a part of another team. And I don't give a shit if it didn't actually damage my car.
Yeah, no, that's
you don't fucking do that.
inexcusable.
You don't fuck with the car.
And these kids were like 18. They
Stupid kids.
They were 18. They honestly, the 4 of them probably could have beat the shit out of me. But I had enough fucking righteous indignation in that moment.
Take out a few of them at least.
Where no, I would have beat all 4 of them, and then and I would have beat them in front of their mom's house.
Well, if they're 18, they weren't minors.
Fuck them. Like, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
You don't fucking do that. Like, this is the kind of disrespectful bullshit that you hear about that gives anyone who plays this game a fucking bad name.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was embarrassed for them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that's I was first pissed because it's like, why would you throw anything at somebody's car unless you're trying to be a dick? Right? Like, and then I'm like, all right, fine. You want to go? Fucking kid gloves are off. Let's go. Let's fucking go. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know what kind of effect that has, but when you menace like kids that are just out of high school after being a dick, like I had that moment done to me when I was 19, right? Like I had a moment where me and my friends were fucking around in a car and we were throwing shit out the window and some guy got pissed and he followed us. The difference was this was at 95 miles an hour on I-75. And he was chasing us
Oh my God.
through fucking traffic and we were just trying to get away.
Whew.
My version of this was barely at idle speed, and I actually got out of the fucking car.
Which might be more terrifying.
Maybe.
What happened when the 95 mile an hour guy catch you?
No.
Oh.
No. We mooned him, to be fair. It was a slightly different situation.
But that was after you threw shit at his car.
Yes.
Like out the window, or was
So
it
it's
press
still your
cam?
fault.
Oh yeah,
Still your
absolutely.
fault.
We fucking deserved it. And if
Okay.
he had caught us, we would have deserved the ass kicking that we got too. Honestly,
Fucking kids.
And these kids,
Damn kids.
and these kids would have fucking deserved it too.
You know, now this story is a little bit more of an extreme example, but I think we all have stories of like how this new update has kind of like reinvigorated. Callie, you said that your town is like a war zone now,
Yeah, eternally.
right?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, not now. Like you guys were talking about how you had level 10 gyms for like 3 months.
Fair
Never
enough.
the case in my city.
Well, I mean, I feel like we all have like stories now because Juxta before like Team Instinct was such like a minor annoyance in our town. Like in Flint, there was like a single Instinct gym.
that they had out of just pure pity. It's like
pity gym.
Okay,
No, it
sure,
was-
take your piss,
It
Jim.
was because it was at Alibaba Girls, what it's called. That place isn't even open yet,
Yeah, I
or
don't-
isn't open anymore. So
I don't
their
think the
gym.
building's there anymore.
Yeah,
it was
they're-
a restaurant.
That's right. So their gym is literally just an abandoned like parking lot.
But you can't go into the parking lot because there's like concrete blocks in the way.
So pity gym. That is a great example of
That's
exactly
really
what it
funny.
was.
I like that term, pity gym.
But now they're starting to encroach in on our spot. When I stopped today so that we could, carpool down here together, our gym on the corner there, that church, they have it.
Yeah.
Instinct has it. 6 mons in there.
Every time they take something, it's instant 4 to 6 mods. That's the only way they can survive.
There's
is
a pack
by-
of them.
is by
I'm
pack
so
tactics.
disappointed.
No, it's crazy. Like going around seeing like the first day they're like 10 a coin every 10 minutes or an hour. It didn't matter. No gym in my city was up longer than 6 minutes.
Yeah.
tops.
Yeah.
Since then, now it's like
it's kind of
it's
chilled
an hour
out.
or two.
Yeah.
You can stay in my city now, but like I've had one Pokemon one time stay in a gym overnight. That's it.
See, where
That's the
where
longest I've had it.
I think there are a couple that I've had for now 2 days.
I have 2 towns that I have my gyms in. One of them is just straight up Valor. I don't even have to worry about feeding. But in my town, it's a Mystic town, guys, and it's pretty rough. I can take things by myself, but the problem is the Valor backup that I have. Oh my god, it's such a motley crew. I put my Dragonite in at night, and within 24 hours, there were 3 other Mons in there,
Oh,
and
nice.
one was a 700 Ponyta.
Oh,
come
for the
on.
fire type. That's pretty good.
now-
See,
You've
look,
got a bunch of 7-year-olds on Team Valor because they think red is cool.
Red is cool.
Eventually, there were a full lineup in there, but when my Dragonite popped out, somebody replaced it with a 525 Furret.
Ooh. God damn. Do you guys see these lights? This is ridiculous.
crazy.
This
It's
is
terrifying.
This is really not like it's substantially different than it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were
weeks
concerned
previous.
about it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Or 3 weeks
Well,
ago.
yeah, and those flickers were so minor, I actually didn't even notice. But these ones, you can see. You guys should be able to see them on the stream.
Oh, absolutely. I have no doubt that people are seeing them on
and
the
it's
stream.
just because of all the weather, all the thunderstorms out. Oh, wait,
what
no.
the
it's,
fuck?
It's bright out.
It's
There's not a
fine,
cloud.
and people are barely running their ACs. You can hear. I mean, like the battery backup is beeping like a motherfucker. I don't know what to do. I genuinely don't know what to do about this because this is such an intermittent problem.
Yeah.
I know. God damn,
Wow.
dude. I know last week people were making fun of me saying, pay your fucking power bill. My power bill is paid.
we
Yeah,
checked.
duh.
I honestly don't know what to say or do about this. It's a
Complain to DTE, they say that it's not on their end. You complain to your building, they say it's not on their end.
right.
Well, it's someone's end, and it's got to get a fucking dick shoved up it.
Okay.
Wow.
That's a little aggressive.
In an aggressive sense.
Okay.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little weird.
So
Anyway, raids are fun. When
yeah,
they
no,
work.
the raids are fun. I find that the raids work more than gym battles. For some reason, gym battles are way more
Yeah.
laggy for me than raids are.
agree.
Raids are a lot more straightforward.
Yep.
Which is weird since there's like 20 people on the screen sometimes.
I've not done a raid with other people.
Oh, I've done it with up to 12 people. That's
Wow.
been my highest.
I've done it with I've only
yep.
done it with Robbie over here.
Yep, just me and Chris.
We got it all nice and mucky.
We tore through a Snorlax, 4 Bowser face Snorlax.
Oh, really? Did you catch him?
I did catch him.
How good was he?
Step below highest.
Out of a 4 Bowser?
Yeah, on a 4
That's
Bowser. He was
I-
at
we've
20.
only fought
He was
2 Bowsers.
27,000 CP when we fought him,
I think that's
and he dropped down to like 1,800 when I caught him.
That's not bad.
No, he's not bad. And but I also got 6 rare candies,
That's
6
a
golden
lot.
raspberries, a charge TM, a fast TM.
Oh wow.
I think that was it. Yeah.
See,
Yeah, I got both.
Personally, for me, I feel like the items that you get out of the raids are more the reason you do the raid than even the Mon most
Oh,
of the time.
definitely. No,
Yeah.
the rare candies, because like there's going to come a time in Gen 3 where there's going to be the shitty Pokemon that you're not going to want to have to level.
Or-
The Mareep of that gen.
or
Yeah.
legendaries.
Legendaries, yeah.
You're
Save
gonna
your rare
save
candy.
your rare candies. You're going to want them for then.
Yeah,
and
that's a good point.
the fast and charge TMs are the gold though. Those are great. Like I had Fire Blast on my Tyranitar, which sucks.
Oh, that does suck,
Now
yeah.
at least I have Stone Edge, which isn't great, but I've got Stab with it. So
I have been using my rare candies to turn into Tyranitar candies. I did round 100, and then I looked at the stats, and I was like, "Fuck, my Pupitar's only decent. Fuck that shit." So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go.
gotta save it.
I'm gonna go
save
the
it.
extra distance because I did have an amazing. That Larvitar. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna wait until I'm at 125 and then just do the whole damn thing at once.
I've got a near perfect Tyranitar, except like I said, his moveset sucked ass. But
Yeah.
You can fix that.
Yeah,
though.
but now, you
now
can
it's
fix
fixed.
that. There's actually, I have more than a few pretty halfway decent Kabutops that I'd like to be able to fix because I just every time I would just get screwed with their moveset.
Moveset, yeah. Well, actually, good thing you didn't throw them away then.
Yeah,
Told you not to.
I
Things change in this game.
I know.
Remember back in
That
the
is
day
true.
when Gengar and Alakazam were junk?
yeah.
They were like 700 CP or something.
Gengar is so good now.
Is he?
Yeah, dude. You get a gym with anything like remotely psychic in it, or like I was tearing through a Blissey with my Gengar.
Oh wow, nice.
Blissey?
No,
That doesn't make sense.
Something,
that doesn't
something
make sense.
tanky. What? Maybe Rhydon? I don't know. Something tanky. I was tearing through it with a Gengar the other day. I don't know.
Really?
Hypno.
No, it's here. I got it in for Electabuzz when I was doing a raid against an Electabuzz. It was one of my pre-selects.
Ah, okay.
And yeah, especially because that Electabuzz had a fighting move as its fast
okay.
move.
Oh yeah, that's
man,
that's
Gengar was great. Shadow Ball, man. FTW.
So there you go. That's our thoughts on the Pokemon Go
Yeah,
changes.
overall, extremely, extremely good for the game, but there's still a lot of room for improvement.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
like, I mean, it's like anything new in a mobile game. There's a level of kinks they need to work out with it. Mm-hmm. And once they do, I think it'll be great.
Yeah,
It's actually a game now. There's like a goal that I have to do stuff.
I do want to try. Those upper tier raids. They do look like a lot of fun.
The tier 4 one was fun.
Yeah.
And just like the I was
I mean,
expecting
the
when
little bit that I got to experience of mine was pretty cool.
when I had 12 people turn out for it, I was expecting 12 people, nerds like me, but no, it was like the age range was like 16 to 50 probably, and like literally all ethnicities represented. It was cool. Dear God.
Pokemon
Dude.
Go bringing people together.
Dude, this is terrifying.
Yep.
I don't know how we're going to get through LVR if it's like this. Like, this is legitimately the worst that I've ever seen it.
But last week it did clear up after FEC and went to LVR.
That is true.
So-
And we can affect the voltage a little bit by turning down the lights.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only, or turning off the lights. That's really the only thing I know to do. It would fuck this show because then you wouldn't be able to see us. But
That's probably for the best. Though.
I mean, maybe, yeah. It's
Maybe
not
that'd be an
It's not like
improvement.
it's not like anyone really wants to see us anyway.
So what do you think the big thing is they're going to have at Chicago? Because I was
First legendary, it's got to be.
The
It's going
first
to be
level 5 raid will be
Yes.
there, and
Yeah.
region locked Pokemon
Yep.
will be there. That's
Yep.
my guess.
Well,
Yep.
actually, Chris has a.
There's a rumor going around that they're expecting Gen 3 to be ready by Chicago.
Fuck off! No, get out of here. That is not true.
Now, hold
I
on.
do not expect that
Hold
in the
on.
least.
Hold on.
And when we do get Gen 3, it's going to be a slow rollout like we saw with Gen 2, where we got the babies first, and then we got the rest of the decks.
See, now that's what I originally thought too. I'm like, look, it took 9 months before they released Gen 2, but a few things to consider is
no, it
once
took 6 months.
was it only 6 months?
Yes.
July to January.
Okay, so think about this, all right? Once they get the second gen out, they now have sort of like a game plan on how they're going to do the third gen, right? A lot of the kinks you have to figure out like how to implement it. They have that. So that's going to cut down on a little bit of the time that it takes to get Gen 3 out. The other thing is that they released Gen 2, it was like February-ish when, I mean, it was still technically winter months, but a lot of places were already seeing kind of summery weather. I think we talked about that on more than one occasion, right? Releasing it right in the dead of winter, like December, would have been weird. We're really getting at like the height of summer right now, and it's been 4 months. So the discrepancy between a 6-month release and a 4-month release,
Yeah, but
and it'll be actually closer
Robbie,
to 5 months.
Robbie,
Closer to 5 months when we get
because
to
the
the
first
actual
month
event.
was just server hiccups. Man.
Fuck off, man. You know that Pokemon Go and Niantic, they're going to do what every other fucking game developer does. They're going to trot this latest update out like their big up. That's the summer update. You guys got the summer update. You're playing it right now. Congratulations. That's supposed to carry you through summer. And then, oh, by the way, in 6 months, then we'll start introducing Gen 3.
My
So
guess
you think
was
it's gonna
Gen 3 at the end of August.
I was going to say, you think that
Going
they're
into
going to wait an
fall.
entire year from
Yep.
Gen 2 to Gen 3?
No, not an
No.
entire year. They'll wait.
I mean,
think
it'll
they'll wait
be
till
closer.
August.
It'll be closer to 9 months at that point because you need something that branches you through the winter months.
Yeah, I was thinking, August, September
Yeah.
at the latest.
Yeah.
would be Gen 3.
That sounds about
July
right.
would impress the shit out of me.
Okay, but
I don't expect it in July.
July, August, right? And it's at the end of July, so why wouldn't you do it at your big fest unless they have another fest that they announce shortly afterwards?
Because it's fucking, dude. Again, it's the gyms, and the big deal is going to be the legendary.
Yeah,
It's going to be the legendary.
I feel like
don't fuck with me, man. You know this.
the first legendary and the region lock Pokemon will be plenty to sell that event. I just don't think you have to have Gen 3 ready by then. If you
really
do, it's awesome.
Yeah,
really
you don't
think they're
have
gonna
to.
Region like Pokemon
Yes,
there?
because
Yeah.
if you go
They've-
to the
yeah.
site for this event, there's a picture and it says catch never before seen Pokemon in Grant Park, and there's a picture of
a Heracross.
on it.
yeah. Yeah. There's definitely going to be region.
Man, that doesn't sit well with me then.
Well, I think the
because
idea
you're not going?
The
No,
idea,
because they should be region locked.
Yeah, region lock to Grant Park.
I don't
No.
think.
No.
Hey, I don't think that they're going to be. I don't think that they're going to be free roaming. I don't think that they're just going to pop randomly. I think that they're going to be specific raids.
yeah.
Or they mentioned that there's going to be special 2-kilometer eggs you can only get in Grant Park that could also hold.
Okay, then those are two ways to output that seem pretty fair. If that's how you do it, if you do it through a raid, it takes 2 fucking hours to get to the fucking point where a raid pops. Come on, man, that's a 3-hour cycle. You're not in Chicago very long.
No, but I just feel like if you're going to have region Pokemon, then they should retain their digital exclusivity.
Yeah, they're
If
still
you-
exclusive to this one event, though.
But now you can get it in Chicago, and it's no longer exclusive to the lower hemisphere.
for that one day.
For that like weekend.
Not even
Now
not even the weekend. Not even a
legit
full
anymore.
day.
Not legit
It's
anymore.
still legit.
You're
Look
full
at this
of
conceptually.
horseshit.
If there
You're
was
so
actually
stupid.
if there was actually a big Pokemon like worldwide festival, people would bring Pokemon from all over the world to trade theoretically at it.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
see,
in
look,
this world where there is a big festival happening,
Yeah.
you would be able
Word,
to get them
But
there.
you would know
'Cause
that,
there's
that
no-
Pokemon grew up in where its natural habitat is.
Look, word for word, catch a wide variety of Pokemon, including some that have never been seen before in Grant Park. This is a great chance to fill in some gaps in your Pokédex. Heracross.
Spoiler: Hitmonlea's never popped in Grant Park, and we're getting that first one.
It's just dumb. I mean, that opinion is just really stupid.
I think the thing that I'm most excited for, and this is something that you guys can get excited for too, is that they plan on having these challenges that both people at Grant Park and worldwide can help participate
I'm
in.
interested in that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it says work together with thousands of trainers in the park and millions around the world to complete challenges throughout the day and unlock amazing in-game rewards globally.
I think we may see global raids, and by that I mean, it's like a 5-tier raid or something like that. It's for a legendary, obviously, but it's like somehow globally connected. I don't know how, but it would be globally connected.
I think that would be cool, but I think probably most likely what this is going to be is that there will be certain, like, catch X amount of Pokemon today, globally, or hatch X amount of eggs globally. and it
Pokemon
unlocks
Go
certain
dailies?
things.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Just like a big challenge. Like today, if there's 1 million Pokemon that are caught.
If we catch 1 million Pokemon today, we'll release Gen 3. Go!
It's going to be catch 1 million Pokemon today. Here's 100 Stardust.
yeah. There you go. There you go.
Womp, womp, womp.
All right, guys. I think that's going to do it for our Pokemon Go discussion. Thanks for joining us for Final Encountercast. Hopefully, our power will be able to hold out for Limit Break Radio. I really don't know what's going on with this shit, guys. I hadn't experienced a problem all week. I actually thought we were to the other side of it.
And he jinxed us.
And